Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell number 306. So this may very well be the video that is never seen by you guys, but I am filming it just in case. So just know this is going to be a very hectic week. So the last Show and Tell I filmed was on Wednesday. I am filming this on Sunday. So we've got just a couple of days in between videos here. I do have some things I want to talk to you about, but yeah, it's the last 2 days have been unexpectedly hectic. I had a completely different plan for my weekend this weekend than what has ended up happening, and things have just spiraled and snowballed. Not once again, none of this is horrible things. None of these are bad things occurring or anything. So don't worry or be upset. It's just when you set out a plan and you've done everything to work towards that plan, and then somebody throws a whole bunch of bees, and then somebody else walks by and just kind of chucks a banana peel. And then somebody else comes by and says, hey, yeah, so take this, and just throws a whole bunch of papers that need to be taken care of in front of you. It's kind of like that. It's not any one big, giant, horrible thing that has happened, but these little things are very inconvenient and mess up every single plan I lay out. So I was originally supposed to be in Lexington to visit my grandfather and my father, and I haven't been able to see my dad for a while since they live halfway across the country. So he's going to be in North Carolina, and I had originally planned on going to visit him and see my grandfather, who I haven't seen in the last 6 months, and everything just kind of fell apart the day before. So you know. So yeah, and this week is already hectic. This week is going to be, we have just a lot of things on the schedule that have to be taken care of. And one of those things is my upstairs HVAC. So our unit upstairs is not working properly. Sometimes it's cooling, sometimes it's not. And days like today, where I don't know if you can tell based on how the sun has decided to come in here and reflect off of everything, and I can't get it to stop. It is very sunny. The sun is on this side of the house, and it's very hot. Outside it is registering, feels like 101. And it's hotter than that in the direct sunlight, which this room currently is. And for an AC that's not really working very well, that's not a good thing. So yeah. Our thermometer that we have actually is downstairs, directly under here, and it says it's registering 112 outside right now. I checked it right as I came back upstairs. I had to tie my hair up. I was in the middle of filming something else and I had to tie my hair up because it was like, Anyway, we do not have any finished objects. I had to, everything that I showed you, that my embarrassment of stuff that was all over around my spot on the sofa, I had to pack all that stuff up and put it in other places of the house because we had unexpected people come over to the house yesterday. So all of that is currently dispersed across different parts of downstairs. That's the second time this week I've had to put everything up. So I don't know how it's going to look once I pull everything back out, but I do have some plans to work on some things this week. Some of those things are very easy to transport, thankfully. So as I'm doing things outside of the house, those will be doable. On Tuesday's video, I did share the new line expansion for the Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling line. They have now released Anti-Pilling Everyday Superfine. This is a 100% acrylic anti-pilling yarn, 437 yards, 400 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 100% anti-pilling acrylic. Number 1, super fine. US 2.75 millimeter knitting needles. US E size 4, 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. So very excited about this. I have a project on deck that I am planning on making with it. Very excited about this project. Very special design in mind, and I'm hoping it works out because that would be super awesome if it did. But don't forget to go check out that video where we introduced that. That went live Tuesday at noon. I'm very excited about it. Yeah. So no finished objects this week, no media this week. So we just have WIPs. So let's pop on over there. Alrighty, so we have 4 WIPs. Two we haven't discussed in a show and tell. 2 we have, plus we have a project idea that has me absolutely tickled pink. So we'll go fairly quickly. This won't be a super long video. It'll be okay. It won't be a super long video. I'll keep my knittering and tittering to myself. So first off, we have the Baker Street socks. Like I said, it's only been a couple of days. I have not been able to walk since I filmed last. So I've done this much in the rib stitch, and most of that was done going to mass this morning. Even on my way home this morning, I wasn't able to knit. So as you can tell, I did not get very far since you guys last saw these. But it does, you know, you can clearly now see where the pattern has been fully established from the heel 1 inch and then the knit 3, purl 3 rib stitch there. Very excited about these. All of my socks, as always, are in one of my T-Doddles mini maker bags. I will leave Christy's channel and her Etsy shop link down below in the description box if you are interested. There's always information in the description box down below. Up next, we have the other work in progress y'all have already seen. This is my stole using Knit Picks Brava Sport. And this is 6 different colors. We have Dove Gray, Pea Pod, Tide Pool. Oh, I forgot the other 3. I can never remember all 6 at one. So we're now adding in our 5th color. I'm doing this in a repeat row of 3, 2, 4, 2, 3. So I'm working with Pea Pod right now, and we will do 3 rows in linen stitch. So this is just a extra large stole. The colors for this are based off of a Karen Chunky Cake that I had many, many years ago. I loved the colors, hated the yarn. It wasn't the yarn's fault I hated it. I just don't, this is my bulky weight yarn. There is a reason I don't own that much bulky weight yarn, and it's because I don't reach for it. I don't enjoy using it very often. And it's harder on my hands. So I'm enjoying this much more, these colors, in the sport weight yarn, but it's just linen stitch. I have not decided how I'm going to finish the ends yet. I do need to, I think every 6 color changes, I'm going to sit down and weave in my ends, or at least half of the ends. I do not do fringe on my projects because I have cats, and cats will destroy your fringe. So next work in progress, I am kind of designing a kerchief here. I'm playing with kind of riffing on a half circle design. I do not know if this is going to work as planned. I prefer mine a little bit deeper, but like I've said before, I don't really wear a ton of kerchiefs, although they are very convenient for days I don't have time to wash my hair before I have to leave the house. So I thought, you know, that could be a lot of fun. We are down to right where it would turn, but I don't feel like we are long enough over the head here. I feel like I want at least to be here to cover, you know, like if I have oily roots or something. Now blocking this, I can make sure that I block it down more than out. Also using the semicircular design, having a little bit more to cup around the hair is not necessarily a bad thing. So having one that's a little bit larger isn't necessarily bad, but I do want to make sure that we're not going to have too much stretch in the top edge to where like I can still put ties on it and tie it closed before we get to the nape of my neck here. So I don't have much more lengthwise I can go, but I still feel like I need a little bit more here before we stop. So I've got to figure out where I am going with this, but this is using Summer Nights from Lion Brand. This has been in my stash forever and 3 years. So this is a size 1 super fine. Its recommended hook is an E 3.5 millimeter. The needle is a US 3.25 millimeter. And this is one of the 100 gram skeins. This is in Tropical Punch. There is a gold thread kind of twisted throughout there, gold metallic thread. I've said it before, I'm not a huge fan of this style of adding metallic into yarn because frequently it snaps. And there are tons of places in this yarn where it's snapped coming out of the skein and it's bunched up in different places. So for something like a little headscarf kerchief, I'm not overly plussed with that, but I can see why this is a discontinued yarn. The acrylic fiber is fine. This is 82% acrylic, 18% polyester. So like the base fiber, I actually quite like. It's a less stretchy version of like the Premier wool free sock kind of feel. Nice and smooth on the hands, but that metallic thread did not hold up very well through the manufacturing process. So I'm not mega keen on that part of it. So I can definitely see what happened there. So I'm going to switch out what's here, and then we're going to talk about what's a not so catastrophic disaster. All right. So yeah, not so catastrophic disaster, not so catastrophic, not catastrophic disaster. I don't know. I am going with a mistake that I made. I did not plan on talking about my row 1 project here until we've completed it. As with the shawl, I was like, if you want to know what I'm working on with my row 1, come check out the row 1 unboxings. We'll talk about it there. But this is kind of more of a show and tell talk versus row 1. So I am doing the Thalasia top, anyway, with this name. And I messed up. And this is no longer this top. It is another shell kimono top, but it is not this top anymore. So I can't really say it's this top anymore because I messed up in my stitch pattern. It is what it is. I'm going to go with it. For me, it'll actually work out because it means it's airier and lacier, which makes it more of like a topper. But I only have a single row of shells. You're supposed to have stacked shells and then a lace row, stacked shells and then a lace row. I have shells and 2 lace rows. And it's funny because you can tell I started to do it right at the beginning of the double stack shell row. You can tell I did a half shell here, which gives me a nice edge. I do have to say I'm glad I accidentally did that, but I did it here. I did it here. I did it here. I did it here. So yeah, I started with doing that half shell there and then ended up doing my own thing, apparently. So I picked this up to start working on it again in this purple row here. This is where I started. As I was starting to do this purple row after having finished the white, I realized I had messed up. So here we are. Que sera, sera. It is what it is. I did not want to have wasted 2 of the colors here. The pattern works. It's not an unattractive pattern, just having the single shell with the 2 lace rows on either side. And I'm able to maintain what I did. It took probably about an hour sitting there because it was 3 o'clock in the morning while I was having my first cup of coffee where I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong there. So yeah, that kind of has slowed down working on my row 1 project now because I couldn't figure out what I did wrong for the longest time. It made no sense that it was telling me I was supposed to have shell stitches and I just finished a shell row and then all of a sudden I'm like, what did I do? And then having to reverse engineer yeah. So that is really why I wanted to share, because as always, I tell you guys, I want to be transparent, the good, the bad, and the ugly of making. And this is kind of one of those, it's not going to kill the project. It's not going to destroy anything or ruin anything. It's just not the project it was supposed to be. It'll still be a kimono style top. It will still be cute. It'll still be a nice summer top. I'll still be using my row ones for it, but it's not the original plan there. So anyway, that happened. And that, like I said, that took up an entire morning of trying to figure out what I did wrong. It was about an hour by the time I got done with that. It was time for me to take a shower, or not take a shower, to go on my walk, take a shower, and leave for the day. So yeah, that was an entire morning that I lost, like all of my crochet time, being able to do something other than working on socks while walking. So anyway, it is what it is. And that is where we are this week. So I hope you guys are having a calmer week than I have been having and will be having. I look forward to chatting with you guys later on. Stay tuned for the pet tax, because Pippin and Banner are absolutely precious. Again, just a reminder, the Adventure Cats and the Adventure Cats and the 7-Branch Sword are both down below in the description box if you are interested in purchasing copies of Troy's books. Anyway, I will see you guys real soon. I love you guys. Take care.